This is an instructional video of mentoring, teacher-driven observations and reflections. Mentoring is a relationship between two people where one is an expert, generally the mentor, and the other person is a novice in some sort of field or area, and that is the mentee. The relationship is generally long-term and is reciprocal, meaning that the mentee learns from the mentor, but the mentor also learns from the mentee and hones their skills as a mentor during the process. Why teacher-driven is vital is really important because projects that are teacher-driven give teachers buy-in. It helps them become more efficacious about their work in their classroom as a teacher and as a professional. It helps the project become data-centered, using classroom data such as testing data to determine the ways to move forward, so that has to be teacher-initiated. And making sure that the students are served. The teachers know students best, and if you are a mentor assisting a teacher, they need to be making some of the decisions along the way to make sure that students are best served. So first, for this process, we come up with a mentoring plan. The teacher and the mentor meet to create some sort of plan based on student and teacher needs. So there's a teacher need, whether it is increasing student engagement or working on literacy skills, and there's a student need, and hopefully those two match up. So for instance, if the teacher is working on student engagement, maybe the students need to work on time on task. And so the two behaviors become one and end up serving each other. So then the teacher and the mentor will create a tool for data gathering. So the plan is for the mentor to observe the teacher and be able to gather some data to make plans for the future. And here is an example of a tool that can be used for student engagement observations. The teacher and the mentor have determined some behaviors that they think that they'll see from each student, and the observer, or the mentor in this case, would make note of it and fill this form out every so often during an observation, say every 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever they've established. There are different ways to do forms. Paper is always fine, but if you use some sort of electronic version, and this one is an example from Google Forms, then the data collection and analysis is much easier because it's electronic. So here's an example of the data that came from that form, and so the next step is for the mentor to complete the observation and use the tool and come away with some data based on the tool. So we can see here, for example, that 45.6 of the time students were writing, whereas 19.9% of the time they were listening and watching. So that data could be used to make plans for the future by the mentor and the teacher. So the next step would be planning. Looking at the data provided from the observation, the teacher and the mentor come together and plan strategies for the next observation, and a plan is put into place. Next, the teacher and the mentor look at the future. The cycle continues, so the teacher might ask the mentor to continuously observe, looking for the same things, such as student engagement, or once they are satisfied with the outcome and think that student engagement, or whatever the focus is good, then they may move on to a different topic, such as literacy or something similar. overall, mentoring and working with teachers is a great privilege, and if it's teacher-led and mentors are interested, then they can work together to have the best outcomes to serve students.